What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. If you've been here before, I'm Neon Mushroom, and today we're going into round 2 of the Pandemonium Premodern Fall Series Championships. And today I don't have Andrew with me like I did in round 1. I have crazy Carl Winter from Impulse Crew, or Carl, your channel's called Impulse Plays, right?
Yes, I think it's Impulse Crew, and then we just title the videos Impulse Plays, yeah.
Okay, sweet. I watch everything you drop, but I think it says Impulse Plays. That's why it's on there. Carl, before we get into the bulk of what we're doing here today, do you want to like plug your channel and stuff so I can put a little YouTube card up so people can find you if they don't already know who you are?
Oh, sure, yeah. We put out very semi-regular paper coverage. It is not nearly as good as the other things you'll see on the internet, but it's there, so enjoy it.
Awesome, outstanding. Make sure you go sub to Carl specifically. It's it reminds me of old school coverage where it's dudes talking about the game. It's kind of what we're about to do here. Mm-hmm. It's a couple dudes talking about an actual game of Magic being played, which I think outside of like, I guess SCG's been doing a good job recently, but like outside of that, you don't see that very much. What are we doing here today? Carl, we're playing some Premodern. Like I said, we're in round 2, and our matchup is going to be a couple sweet players. So I just want to hop right into the decks if you're cool with that.
Yeah, sounds good.
Starting with Sean Blot, I think it's Sean Blot. Mm-hmm. Sean, I'm sorry if it's Scene Blot, but every time I've seen that word spelled that way, it's Sean. This is 5-color Terrageddon, and that is what I labeled it. Let me just triple check that there is blue, white, green, black, and Duress.
I see it all there.
And then, everything's in here. It's all here.
Yeah. So
we've got some Terrageddon. I assume you know everything there is to know about this format. So anything weird?
I know enough. I probably know too much, but no, the thing is Terrageddon is very highly customizable. Like the fact that you have Mox Diamonds and Gemstone Mines means you can just play whatever the hell you want. And I mean, this deck is playing Duress and Mana Leak alongside its Oath of Druids and Swords of Plowshares, because why not? Because you can do it.
You can absolutely get away with it, yeah. It's really strange because I have seen decks with Mana Leak, the Terrageddon decks that play like usually 3 Mana Leak, and I've seen versions that play Duress and sometimes even Gerard's Verdict. But this list jumps out as weird to me immediately because I don't think I've ever seen both Mana Leak and Duress in the green-white T-Get deck before.
I've not either, no. Typically they're running like Meddling Mage main deck, so these are like in the sideboard as opposed to the main deck, which I think is fine. Like you don't necessarily always want Meddling Mage, and you're playing Oath of Druids anyway, so like, I mean, you're not, there's different flavors of Terrageddon. Some of them play Meddling Mage, some of them play Oath of Druids. This is an Oath of Druids angled deck, which, makes perfect sense the way they built it.
Yeah, it's like you were saying. I think more often we tend to see, now I'm talking about specifically versions that aren't spec Oath or Quiet Oath, the Quiet Speculation Oath deck.
Yeah.
Exactly, which I do love that version of the deck. I don't think Sean likes it as much. I believe he has tested it. But you normally do see the Meddling Mages in the main, but I think this is a meta call because in our current meta, we did have a good amount of goblins and elves and stuff like that in the room. So I think, opening on Oath's pretty great. But nothing crazy to see here. If anyone's unfamiliar, we've got a ton of, Terrageddon gameplay on the channel. Let's move on to another deck. This is actually a tournament with stakes. So we're going to see, it's not like in my studio, we're going to see some real...
People are cutting throats.
Yeah, exactly. And this is very much a real deck. This is Liam Saber's blue-white Tidestill.
This deck is terrifying. So like it's got all the control elements of Landstill, and then it can just shut you out of the game with Parallax Tide and Chain of Vapor. So for folks that are unfamiliar with the interaction with Parallax Tide, you can activate its ability to remove a fading counter to exile a land, and then you can Chain of Vapor it, which will trigger its Leaves play ability, which would return those lands. However, those lands haven't been exiled yet. Thusly, by the time you exile the lands, the time for them to come back has passed, and they're just gone forever. It's pretty disgusting. A lot of new players, really. So our scene is just kind of getting started. We just finally had a tournament push 30 players, which was this tournament. That's fantastic,
here. And it's been awesome. Thankfully, I came in a little bit past when it started to explode. So I had guys like you, the Duress crew, Andrew, guys who have local scenes to kind of like ask questions too. So that's all been very helpful. But if you're new to the format, the first time you learn about Parallax Tide behaving like Oblivion Ring behaved back in 2013 can be traumatizing. But nothing crazy to see in this list. I think this is very much like not that there's a stock card for card version of the list, but I don't think I see anything super unusual here.
I'd say the strangest thing I see is the Dominate in the sideboard. Everything else is pretty stock standard of what you're going to expect to see out of this kind of deck.
I take back everything I said. I just realized there's a Dominate in the sideboard.
Yeah.
That's very much like a Stifle Knot piece of interaction.
Sure, 4 mana, get a 12/12. Seems good.
Exactly. 4 mana, get 12/12. Or if you're the Stifle Knot deck, 6 mana, take a Terrageddon, 3 mana, get a 3/3. Sometimes you just take a Call to Her, which I think can come up in this matchup. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's go ahead and hop into game 1.
Sounds good.
And our players are getting shuffled up right now. These games, I did mention it in round 1 of this tournament. I haven't had a ton of time to actually look at these games, which I think is going to translate as being good, because I don't know how this game ends. I guess we have some time to get into this. Who do you have winning this matchup? I guess it will depend on play draw.
It's tough, yeah. I think that Sean is on the outset a little bit behind, because he's playing 4 Oath of Druids that are kind of just straight up dead. He's also got the Swords of Plowshares, which are also kind of not great, but he does have Armageddon, which is an incredibly powerful spell. He's got Terravore, he's got Call to Her, which is very good against the blue-white control decks, because it's 2 threats for 1 card. It's really, really nice.
Also, the manlands not playing into the standstill aspect seems pretty solid too.
Yeah, for sure. And you got the turn 1 Mox Diamond from Sean, which is going to enable, I'm hoping for him, Sylvan Library, but it looks like he's going for
that
Oath.
would be better than
he's got the Sylvan. Okay.
Oath.
Yeah, he's got the Sylvans.
It's in hand. We see a forest, and that was an Undiscovered Paradise pitched. And he does read that. Now, this is only round, what are we in here? Round 2. So a lot of our players don't know what everyone's on, though these are both regulars to our scene. So he might already know that Flooded Strand likely means Tidestill.
Ooh, that was a nice seal cleansing.
Yeah, the seal's very good. The seal's another one of those cards, obviously, that combos with the Parallax Tide.
Yes.
Like Carl said before, you can really abuse the way triggers are put on the stack, but sometimes it's just Disenchant.
Yep. Disenchant is the card Disenchant is a legitimately good card in Premodern. Like, it is main deckable. That's one of the things I love about the format. Like, some of the things I love is that mono red is a barometer deck. Like, you have to be able to beat mono red to be competitive, and then to be competitively viable, I should say. And Disenchant's Naturalizes are just super strong effects. It's really cool.
Yeah, and the old ones look super good. Like the original printing of Naturalize specifically, I think rules.
Yep. Big agree.
All right, we got
Terravore. Ooh. So the 2/2.
Scary Terry.
Yeah.
Little 2/2. Although sizing doesn't super matter. The Liam's removal is obviously not a damage base, so you can play it as a 1/1 and it's equally safe. There's a main phase Swords to Plowshares. Very interesting. I think if I was Liam, I would feel confident passing the turn and swordsing in Sean's turn, but maybe Liam privy to Sean's mana leaks on the main board.
Ooh, that could be playing around the mana leak. I was going to say, I think there's a standstill coming out. The plow on their turn makes me think standstill's coming out. Yeah.
I take back everything I said. Liam knows he didn't need to know what was going on Sean's deck. He just has the standstill. My bad. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. So this is gonna be a tough spot for Sean to be in, because they've got no threats in their hand. So that standstill is just going to sit there and be an ominous threat. Liam's going to be able to just play. It looks like they've got 2 more land drops in their hand, more Flooded Strands, ironically, and a Factor Fiction. Like, so they're sitting pretty. They can miss like 4 or 5 land drops and still not have to discard. Whereas Sean is going to be stuck playing into the standstill at some point to get anything done.
Very true. Although Sean's deck does contain some number of manlands. I should have went back and looked. I think it is a 4-color deck, so maybe there aren't as many of the Treetop Villages, but simply 1 Treetop Village actually might make it difficult until Liam hits critical mass and is able to cycle a gigantic Decree of Justice, obviously.
Right, yeah, Decree's gonna be huge there. Let me see, I've got Sean's list pulled up. I see 4 Treetops, no Mistress Factories.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, maybe it's 3. No, it's 3, I'm sorry. No, it's
3 Treetops.
I could zoom, there we go, I zoomed, now I found it. There's 4. So yeah, those Treetop Villages are huge.
That's actually pretty solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna, if he has any, it's gonna be great, but it doesn't look like he does. Looks like we're just breaking standstill for Duress. I mean, the Duress is obviously gonna get the best card, but I think Liam already has a Factor Fiction too, which cannot be good for Sean.
I think there's 2 in hand. This is not ideal. And I believe I was looking at the deck list. Did Sean play the land already?
I don't know if Sean played land. I was more flabbergasted by having to break this standstill so early without developing a treetop. The whole time I thought it might be fine because of the prospect of treetop, but it's actually very bad here.
Yeah, my thinking is that since Liam is casting this Factor Fiction and not leaving counter mana up, that Sean has played their land, and that there's no Armageddon coming. Because tapping out for this Factor Fiction here into a potential Armageddon is kind of scary.
Yeah, that's how Sean wins a game like this. He forces Liam to tap out in a spot where he really doesn't want to, and resolves Armageddon. But this game I think can go super long from here. I have seen, I watched all of was it LobsterCon of this year? I think
oh my gosh, yes. It was Brian Selden.
You remember
versus,
that matchup? Yeah.
It was Landho's brother, name. I believe.
Yeah, crazy TGED player. He played it. He gave us a clinic on how to play that deck. I did not see him winning that game.
Yeah, no, it was wild. It was a wild match. I remember
he was tracking information I didn't know mattered. Yeah, it was insane to see.
That's that's one of the things. Like, as you get better at the game, you realize how much you don't know about the game, because there's people that are playing on their level, and it's just like, I'm not there. No idea what's going on.
Yeah. You start to, you're getting better at the game when you start wondering why you lost less often, I think is especially true in Premodern, because for as relatively small as the card pool is, the gameplay has been, for me at least, incredibly deep and very enjoyable for that reason.
Yes. There's not as many, Ragavans or, just stupid blowout cards. Like, there's obviously very powerful effects, like we're talking about Sean's Armageddons or Liam's Decree of Justice. So those cards all cost mana. And mana takes turns to develop, even with Mox Diamond. So you're going to see a lot of play and counterplay to everything that's going on. And Liam has developed the Dust Bowl, which is going to be really not good for Sean's mana base.
At all. He also took out a Treva's Ruins, which kind of represents 2 turns worth of land drops.
Yeah, for sure.
Which cannot be good. Now here it's like, I don't even know where Sean would find a place to resolve an Armageddon. Right. I mean, looking at Liam's known information, it's just a mana leak, but we've got a lot of turns, it looks like.
Yeah, neither player has any real threats going on. Like, Liam could be developing a.
Well, here's a Terry.
There, that'll do it into the Wrath of God.
Yeah,
although I think you do leaks here. What do you think?
Yeah, I think I would. Maybe, I don't know. Trading the Wrath for the Terravore. You got to think that in Sean's main deck, he's got 4 Scary Terry, and then some number of Call of the Herd, some number of Treetop Village, because those other Treetop and Call are the way you get to play Oath and always hit Terravore. So I think it's 2 Wrath of Gods. I'm not sure how many Liam had, some number between 2 and 4. But even if he maxes out, it's 8 removal spells. Yeah. It's full 4.
Yeah.
So maybe Liam's fine making that trade.
And humility. Yeah, I've got that deck pulled up on my phone. I'm just going back and forth. So
I'm so glad you do. I've got like Audacity in one window, this call in the other, and my Discord or my OBS that I'm streaming in the other. So I'm out of screens. Thank you.
Computers are hard. I get it. It's tough.
They are, yeah.
So this is a really tough spot. I'm surprised that Liam didn't go for the mana leak here. I mean, I guess there's no downside to just wrathing here.
Right.
Being very aggressive with this Dust Bowl, though, like taking out Gemstone Mines, which are temporary sources of mana, generally speaking.
One thing I will say, Liam Saber, he doesn't just play Premodern. He like plays every format ever, and he is one of our local players go. He's one of the tightest players that kind of trolls around our local area.
Yeah, so very disciplined, not firing off that mana leak, understanding that the Wrath of God is fine as a 1-for-1 here.
Absolutely. We see a Seal of Cleansing, which looks kind of innocent, but Liam will have future standstills that will hopefully make a lot worse.
Also the aforementioned humility, like shutting off humility is huge. Although I guess it's not that big of a deal. I guess you pay 7 mana to make 2 1/1s with Call of the Herd. It's more of those Treetop Villages are still 3/3s. And Liam
because of the whole layering thing.
Did they just hit no, I thought I saw Fairy Conclave. I was like, oh, there's a threat. There's no threats. Nobody's doing anything.
Nope, just Stone Cold lands with colors and Dust Bowl.
I'm here for
playing the slow game. The longer this game stays in this state, I think the better it's going to end up being for Liam.
Yes.
Sean did find a Windswept Heath, though, which is a basic, so not Dust Bowlable, which is quite good.
Yeah. Key thing here, and I think it's going to be really huge if Liam is able to take Sean off this Mox Diamond. He can choke him very heavily on colored mana sources, and that's gonna remove the Duresses from play. It's gonna make it harder to cast mana leaks.
Yeah, although I do love Liam's aggressive use of the Dust Bowl. Notably, not Dust Bowling that gemstone, although the gemstone looks like it's on one 2.
It's
one
2
counter even.
That's awful.
Yeah, it's a word on it, not a number. Yeah, it's the worst. If you're gonna have worded dice, make the words big.
Oh, good
I
troll
supplied
there,
the players with jumbo dice, but some of them just want to use their stuff, which I respect. It's fine.
Yeah, and I've got like Wall of Roots dice. I like to use my Wall of Roots, and I'm on camera. I don't like to use their dice.
-0, -1, or -1. Yeah, -0, -1. That's the one.
-0, -1, all the way up to -0, -4. And after that's not relevant anymore because it's dead.
Very true. Until you start giving it +1/+1 counters.
Yeah, that happens sometimes.
Because those don't cancel each other out.
No, they don't, which is a delight for bookkeeping.
Yeah, but like I was saying, like Liam, aggressively using this Dust Bowl keeps this mana leak that is in known information very much alive, putting Sean on a spot where he has to offer a trade for it at some point.
Is he tapping?
And it looks like that's what's happening. Yep, Armageddon.
Yep, just pull that mana leak out. Seems good.
Yep, and I don't even hate Sean's play. I don't think he's doing anything morbidly incorrect here. It's just he's in a hard spot.
Yeah. And yep, the Mistress Factory is not attacking because the Seal Cleansing can kill it, because Mistress Factory turns into an artifact creature when it's activated. I could see an argument for like forcing it, like just force the issue and then use the Dust Bowl to get a clean 2-for-1 with that Gemstone Mine, but
yeah, I could see that being good. That said, Liam also like has the agency to just wait till maybe he draws Humility. Or remember, Liam still has, we're talking about Armageddon, Liam still has access to Parallax Tide in his deck. So there could be a one-sided Armageddon here as well.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah, this Seal Cleansing is doing a lot of heavy lifting right here. It is basically massive. Keeping Sean in the game as opposed to not with his Oath of Druids and Swords of Plowshares in hand. You're going to go for an Oath?
Yeah, I think,
might as well.
I think you were right off the rip thinking about how these decks are built. Sean just having like infinite Oaths and Swords to Plowshares in his deck makes this... I feel like no matter how many cards he has in hand, maybe half of them are ever relevant.
Yeah, he's got a mana leak, and that's about it. Like you can see with the way that Sean dropped that Oath of Druids on the table, he's like, this doesn't matter. Just it's here. Yeah. This is what we have now.
Yeah. It was very much a sequence of both players understood. The Oath comes into play. Sean kind of has to get it out of his hand, and Liam doesn't care.
Yeah.
And they both know.
Yeah, the Oath, it sort of matters in that this Decree of Justice that Liam is now putting to the bottom with Impulse is no longer relevant. But, like a couple more turns, Liam could just hard cast Decree of Justice for 5, which is what, like 14 mana? And and that just ends the game because Sean can't deal with it. Might be able to plow one or two of them, but...
Yeah, I just don't think that covers enough ground. Also, like when the dust settles, Liam still got... I'm trying to look at his hand here, spanning through. It looks like Wrath of God, Counterspell, Mana Leak, Swords to Plowshares. Very nice basic island,
stacked.
Which is...
They've got some good land choices. I really like these Urza Saga lands. Like the forest is very unconventional with like its weird tangly bits. It reminds me a lot of Mirrodin, but I'm here for it. It still looks good.
Yeah, it looks cool. Also flexing with some, I can't tell what language those are in, but those are some, maybe Japanese.
I think they're Japanese. Yeah, I think so.
Original Onslaughts. I'm a sucker for, I can't read them, but they look so cool.
Yeah, no, I'm here for it too. Yeah, those are great.
We're at the part of the game that you do not want to be in if you're playing up against Tidestill, where the Tidestill player draws a card and passes the turn kind of all in one motion. Ooh, here's a Duress, though. That's not the worst card to have here.
Pulls out a counterspell.
Liam doesn't think so either. A little bit of a trade.
The question here is Sean going to follow it up with anything? Not so much. Okay, I don't know if I agree with that, because like Duress is a good way to punch through things that you want to resolve.
Right, hold the Duress forever.
Yeah,
Liam's going to have 7 cards
discard
forever
or something, right? Yeah,
right.
So I think Sean might have fired that off a little prematurely. I could be wrong, but I think might have fired it off a little more prematurely.
Yeah, this Fact or Fiction, however, I think you just cast it whenever, unless your hand's like 7 cards.
Oh yeah, no, by all means, yeah, go for it. Yeah, there's no wrong way for Liam to eat this Oreo. Like they've got good choices no matter what they do. Impulse.
4 blue cards and 1 Mishra's Factory to go with his current Mishra's Factory.
I think you got to put a lot of weight on that Mishra's Factory. There's also a Fairy Conclave, which Liam is not attacking with, which is I think a little odd, but probably playing around Swords of Plowshares. He's only got so many threats in his deck.
Right. For as good as he is, one thing I will say, I've been playing with this guy for years. He's definitely sometimes more cautious than you need to be. He errs on the side of caution for sure. That said, yeah, you're right though. I think in his spot, even if with the way his hand's set up, I think like starting to poke with the Fairy Conclave, I think that's what I would do in Liam's spot here. But maybe I would not have gotten to this spot. I'm not the greatest Tidestill player.
Oh no,
I used to play a ton of.
It's hard. It's a tough deck. Like you think like, oh, you just cast some Wrath of Gods and some counterspells. Like no, you have to do those things at the right times. Otherwise, you're gonna just die.
Right. Yeah, a lot of people think that there's like 3 levels to it. Blue-white control, when you first get into the game, is like the impossible deck to play. You have no clue anyone plays it. Then you get kind of good at the game and you start playing blue-white control. And here's what we were talking about.
Yeah.
A little bit of Swords to Plowshares on the Fairy Conclave. Liam doesn't care.
Technically exile, but it's not a big deal. It doesn't really matter. Their graveyards aren't going to matter.
Yeah, I'm going to have to text him later about that.
That's okay.
That goes to the exile pile, Liam.
The DCI will be there momentarily to take care of this, so we don't have to worry about that.
Absolutely. We're going to shut the whole store down, actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it's, you think blue-white control, it turns out the thing that's hard about it is by the time you realize what's actually hard about the deck, that's when you know how bad you are at the game because of how good you can actually get at the game.
For sure.
And this is a deck that really leverages that.
Yeah. So Liam, he's doing a lot of winning right now, which I guess is included by not losing, just is very threat light. Like that's
Yeah.
the third Mistress Factory down that just hit play because the other one hit the graveyard. So we are looking at not a lot of threats to close this game out. And,
Just decrees.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough ask because the Terravores that the Oath of Druids is gonna pull up are gonna be huge, and you don't want to cast
swords
decree.
them.
Yeah, you plow, you're just gonna gain a bunch of life, so not ideal.
That said, Liam's hand still contains 2 Wrath of Gods, so I don't know how many. I think there's 3 more Terravores left in Sean's deck, but there's 3 more Wrath of Gods left in Liam's deck, and with the amount of card selection Liam has versus Sean. I think Liam will probably come out ahead on that interaction, and I don't like this, trading the Armageddon for the mana leak. I think you can just like wait infinitely till you can pay for it.
Yeah, I get it. Like you're getting bored. You're sitting there watching the blue-white player do nothing. Like this is great.
Yeah, certainly a factor. We do see some damage here. A little attack with Mistress Factory.
A little pokey there.
A little pokey. That's the only threat Liam has.
Sean does have a Treetop in hand, but that Dust Bowl is looming large.
Yep. He's gonna little play Treva's runes.
Love that interaction. Absolutely love it.
Yep. It's the only thing I like better is City of Traders and a layer land.
For sure.
But that's because I'm a Tinkerfling sicko.
So I'm going back to look at Sean's list again, and Sean does have 4 Wastelands in their deck. So that is an answer.
Have we seen a single one?
We have not. So this is the first. Again, like Sean doesn't have the card selection that Liam has going because of that really, really clutch seal cleansing on the early, or what was it, a counter spell? Something answered the Sylvan Library. I think it was a seal cleansing. And that really put Sean on the back foot because Sean is not going to be able to select cards and Liam is.
Yep. We saw another poke for 2, and then Liam got his Mistress Factory swords. So we're down another man land. And he went to discard, to hand size discard, and that was a Wrath of God.
Yeah, that's
but
fine,
he did draw another one, so he's still got 2.
I think there's an argument, I think, for firing off a mana leak on that Swords of Plowshares there. Unless there was
I think I might have.
There might have been 3 mana open, I don't know, but I don't think I'd fire off Counterspell. If mana leak was live there, comments, you can tell us if we're just completely off base or not, but I don't think there was 3 mana available there, and I think that could have been an option, but
luckily, it never super mattered because Liam knew that he was going to draw another factory, which is in play now. So how that could be?
No, it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just how it goes. Yeah, unfortunately, Sean's like real advantage from what could be an advantage at this point in the game is his lands, but he just continues to not draw Wasteland. So that Dust Bowl continues to be a huge threat.
Yep.
And we see it happening here.
Ooh, okay. I don't know if I like sacking the second Dust Bowl.
Unless he's got his second one already. Nope, that's just a play.
He has 2. That was the second one, but I guess Liam doesn't.
I see. Yeah,
my concern would be playing around opposing Wasteland.
Yeah,
which
I think I would maybe just sacrifice like the
just
island.
sacrifice the island or something. Yeah. But that's fine. It's fine. I don't think it's going to be a huge issue because Sean just hasn't drawn any Wastelands, so it's not a thing he has to worry about.
Right. Sean awkwardly also can't I guess he doesn't know for sure, but I don't think Sean knows this, but if he does Call of the Herd, Liam won't trigger Oath because he doesn't have a single actual creature. Yeah. Yep. He could. He'd just lose the game on the spot.
Yeah. And there's a lot to be said for just putting yourself out of your misery at some point because there's just a lot that's not happening. But this standstill lands, that's going to provide some screening cover for this Mistress Factory, allowing for some more damage to get in. But there is a long way to go with this.
Yep, just slowly getting in there.
Yep.
And it looks like he's getting some, some work done. But like you said, if Sean ever resolves Terravore and it needs to be swords for some reason, it's gonna be like an extra 10 turns of needing to attack every turn. Yeah. So I think Sean's actual win condition from this point in the game is Liam drawing his deck.
Yeah, that is definitely a thing that could happen.
Oh, there's our first Wasteland. That's very, very good.
Yes.
Liam did use the Dust Bowl. So now the Treetop Village in his hand can be deployed next turn, which I think is huge.
Yeah, that's the Treetop being live as opposed to not is a big deal. Mishra's gets in for another attack, which makes sense.
We finally are down to 3 dice.
Yeah, finally got there. But this is something I've talked about with a few of the people that have talked about land still on our channel where, and as you mentioned, Liam is a little more maybe risk averse than the average player. And that's pretty common, I think, actually. I think the average player is actually fairly risk averse when it comes to their land still lands because they want to preserve everything, keep everything safe.
Agreed.
And not get busy early on. Like want to have total control over the game before you do anything. And that's very difficult to do in Premodern.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if you caught the turn before, but we did see Liam's factory wastelanded by a second wasteland. So Sean's starting to draw them. And now we're in a point in the game where Liam has a resolved standstill and Sean has an unchecked treetop, and he just played a second treetop.
Yeah.
So this is super interesting, actually.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see if there's another Dust Bowl kicking around in that deck list. I don't think there is. I see
Yeah,
two.
he's lost both of them.
So Liam may be
and turns are
this.
passing like crazy.
Yeah, Liam may be breaking the standstill soon.
At some point, he's going to have to unless he top decks Decree, right?
Yeah.
And even then, like, what can he Decree for? Five? Just five
enough,
right now.
Yeah, it's not enough to kill both the treetops.
And we've been kind of chatting, so I don't know if you noticed, but like the turn's been passed and forth like 4 times, and Liam's only action has been to discard to hand size.
Yep.
Which is not, this is flashing me back to the LobsterCon game we were talking about, where it gets to the late game and the Tidestill deck starts to to
Yeah. Hey,
there we go. We cast an
I'm a big fan of
Impulse.
matches like that at tournaments like that because it's more time to go hang out.
Me too.
So.
Very true. But yeah, Liam, it's exactly like you said. Liam had to crack his own standstill just to impulse. So it's basically let my opponent recall, and I'm going to look for the best card in the top 4.
And that best card was a Parallax Tide. So Liam is going to be able to play Tide, and he's got a Chain of Vapor in his hand, so he can just do that aforementioned combo with targeting all of Sean's lands, holding priority, and then bouncing the Parallax Tide back to his hand. He can also, fun thing you do with the Chain of Vapor as opposed to like a Stifle, which can do similar things. Chain of Vapor, you can sacrifice one of your own lands since you're targeting one of your own permanents to bounce one of your opponent's permanents. In this case, he could bounce the Oath of Druids, making his Decree of Justice alive.
Ooh, that's actually a really sweet play. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
We are going to see a mana leak, which I think Liam's just going to like pay for.
Yeah.
Although, does Sean have a second mana leak in hand? Because he can cast it if he does.
I don't think he does. Oh, no, he does. He does. There's a second one there.
He totally does.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's huge.
This is actually, I'm kind of flabbergasted. We're seeing some of these cards we were talking about 10 minutes ago.
Being completely
just
dead.
kind of being trapped in Sean's hand, being pivotal to how this game's playing out.
Yeah, no doubt. Like I would have snap paid for that, and I would have also got by that second mana leak because you just think about it, it's just value, right? Your opponent's playing a card for nothing and getting nothing. Say Sean's got Sean's got
you and me both,
these
brother.
now, yeah. It's gonna open up
the
a
same
plow.
play. Yep.
But
You see a plow. Now, Liam's starting to run really thin on interaction as well. This isn't. Also, look at the size of Liam's deck. We're like 3 Factor Fictions deep.
2 or 3 impulses as well. Yeah.
Yep. Just lots of extra cards off the top. So it's starting to look like Sean's underdog come up is going to be Liam maybe drawing his deck. Although I say that, but that he still does have the single treetop, which is presenting a 4-turn clock right now. And here's a library.
Beautiful Sylvan Library.
Liam's just passing back. A sea of blue in Liam's hand, which is not good into Sean's already resolved threats. Sean, I wonder if Sean's looking at the graveyard. Yep, we're getting deck count. Deck count. It's less than 12.
Incredible.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
This matchup, I'm really glad you picked this one. This matchup actually is super fun to just be a fly on the wall for.
No doubt. Yeah. It's grueling to go through. Like if you're sitting in it, it's tough.
Yeah.
And again, like that's why I say I understand Sean's impulse to, no pun intended, to fire off those duresses early because you're just not doing anything. You're like, I need to do something. I have to do something proactive, and you don't always have to do something proactive. Sometimes it's okay to just do nothing. That is true in Magic, and it's true in life. So if you take anything away from this video, just do nothing. It's fine.
If you take another thing away, a second thing, it's that Sean found his 3rd treetop, and I think that's really good.
That I think. There's the Tide.
Ooh. But Sean does not have mana leak rolled up for this one.
No, he does not.
I was starting to feel really good about Sean's position too. Yeah.
Got mana leak singular, but I think that is the 3rd leak that he's cast. So Liam may be priced into casting his own mana leak here.
I agree.
He's got 3 mana. Yeah, and he can probably pay for it. I think it's fine because he can just mana leak back and then buy some time with this Parallax side. It's not gonna do the full Chain of Vapor bouncy thing, but
it's just resolving. It looks like. Yep. Target your best lands, then Chain of Vapor my Parallax Tide.
Yep.
And then I don't think there's any way out of this for Sean, at least not for the lands he's got in play. Now, these extra 2 Treetop Villages represent like the last of his threats. A hold for the Terravores. There comes a mana leak, which it's just like you said, he's mana leaking back. He's neglecting to pay for it, which is very smart, I think.
Yeah, he's got to play around that,
he's holding
that
up
fourth
the
mana leak, yeah.
And he's got the known counterspell just shown, so it's like this is just gonna happen. That's the way this goes.
So this the bounce your opponent's spell or bounce your opponent's permanent after you bounce your Parallax Tide is not the most common play in the world. It's not a play pattern a lot of people are familiar with. So I'm curious to see if Liam is familiar with that line of play, because typically you just think of Chain of Vapor as it's just unsummon. And that's how it's wording this. Maybe he just doesn't care about the Oath of Druids or the Sylvan Library. I could see getting rid of one of them though. It's
could be.
I mean, it's a bounce, so it's not free, but could definitely answer this.
All right.
Oh, the Sylvan. I'm sorry. Yeah.
No, you're good. I don't know if this is the first or second library trigger we've had, but Sean isn't at infinite life anymore, so he can't just start taking extra cards willy-nilly either.
Yeah, I think all the Mishras are gone though, if I remember correctly.
I agree. I think Liam's kind of just left with just Decree.
With your copious free time, you should add in a Mishra's Factory counter in post-production. And
that's really smart.
Tick them down as they go away.
You know what? You're right. Thank you for... I was going to edit this game tonight, actually, if the files come through early enough. So, I don't need to... I got a stream tomorrow. If you're watching this video, the stream has already happened. But I have a stream tomorrow in the morning, and it's going to be hilarious if I just pull an all-nighter before that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I'm going to get on Max's nerves so bad. We see another Tide.
Yep. That's the same Tide.
No combo enablers. Oh, it's the same Tide from the Chain of Vapor.
Yeah, that's a really dirty thing about bouncing Parallax Tide with Chain of Vapors. You just get to Tide again. It's...
Yeah, it's not fun.
Not a good thing to happen. Yeah.
There's an Armageddon in Sean's hand, but again, a sea of blue in Liam's hand. There's no shot it's going to resolve. And he doesn't have the lands to cast it anyway. So there's a Chain of Vapor. That cannot be good for Sean.
Not at all.
As Sean's deck, we talk about Liam running out of cards, but Sean's deck not exactly super thick at this point either.
No. Yeah, it's thinning out a little bit, but it's just enough more than Liam's deck is, so... I think if we're coming down to decking, Sean is going to be fine, but...
Sean will get there, yeah.
Liam does have Decree of Justice in those bottom cards. I don't know where they put them, but there is a Decree of Justice down there that could just get cast and...
Yeah, well, there's between 2 and 3 in the list, so it can't be the bottom card. So as long as Liam has enough mana
humility here
to convert it... Me too. Yeah,
that's
very
nice.
Strong.
That allows for a broken sleeve. That allows for
a broken rip.
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, well, that's why they're Dragon Shields.
That's why, X. They're, sorry, you're not going to get sponsored by Dragon Shield anytime soon, but when you decide to make a crappy product, I think you have it coming to you. Yeah. So.
Well, the worst part, the heartbreak is back in the day, they were the sleeve.
100%. I used them for like 20 years, and then they decided they wanted to try and make more money by making crappier sleeves they had to replace more often. So I've been buying them less and less often.
Yeah, when I can find them in stock, I get katanas. They sometimes have production issues, not as often. And then actually, I've always kind of shit on our Ultra Pro, but their Apex series sleeves have been phenomenal for me.
Yeah, I've seen you guys talk about them on your videos, and I've got to give them a try at some point.
Yeah, not a sponsor, just a solid sleeve that holds up for the money.
For sure. Interesting counterspell on this Mox Diamond.
Yeah, very interesting. Although Liam's got him in such a chokehold, and he's probably just converting cards from his hand. I think he has 6, and one of them is Decree of Justice.
So we've got a Decree for 6 available here.
6. And he doesn't care if it triggers Oath.
No, not at all. Oh, he's got 3 cards. He does not want to he wants to cast this Decree.
You're right. He's got 3 cards left. Is that total?
Oh, he's got the humility out, so he's got to cycle. He's priced into cycling this.
Yeah.
Okay, so cycle for 6.
Luckily, the Terravore is only going to be
a 1/1.
Like a 1/1. Yep. So it just kind of trades off with them.
Yep.
And Sean, not at a super high life total, but yeah, Liam's kind of getting there, huh?
Yeah.
It looks like before Liam on taps, Sean has something.
Plow on a soldier.
Maybe not the worst. I mean, if you're going to do it, now's the time.
Yeah.
This is how Sean wins this game. Liam up to 11. I believe Sean's at 13. There are 5 1/1s in play with no man lands. Right now, this is looking good for Sean. Liam takes a draw, attacks for 5.
I think he's got another Decree that he just drew. Yep. But he can't cycle it. He's got to cast it because he's only got 1 card left in his library. If I'm doing my math
and he needs
correctly.
to get his own humility out of play. I wonder if he's got a disenchant in hand.
I don't think he did. I think he's just making 2/1/1s for 8 mana.
2/1/1s, 8 mana.
Strong play.
I mean, if he's only got one card left in deck, Sean only has
mana leaked. He's got to counterspell it. Yeah.
He's at 8. Yeah, but this isn't enough damage to kill Sean,
it's
right?
Not. Yeah.
So does Liam have 1 or 2 cards?
I think he's only got 1. I think this is just a trying to mise, but the mising is not happening.
I mean, 8 minus 7 ain't it?
Nope. That math does not math. It's a plow. Yeah,
like
there's
we're gonna
no
see.
disenchant effect. Oh, he has the Chain of Vapor. He can Chain of Vapor his humility.
Oh, he just has that. Okay,
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
It's all coming together.
All right,
Here's the
now we're
Terravore.
figuring out. Terravore is massive.
But also it's a 1/1.
At the moment, yeah. It's one of those
But
times
once
where
that
like
Chain
you
of Vapor
calculate it when it
resolves-
matters. It doesn't matter right now. So
Exactly, yeah. But when it matters, it will be definitely lethal if it does connect. But actually, it won't ever connect because Sean's next combat is going to be
it's just gonna end the game.
irrelevant because if he just has to pass the turn.
Sean does have a plow in those top 3. It looks like he's taking it. Does he have the foresight to cast it now while the shields are down?
Yeah, plow
take out an
4/4. Then Liam Chain of Vapors, and then it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Still
9
lethal.
damage.
Still lethal.
Well, yeah, he could block with Terravore, but Liam, it doesn't matter. He can't block the flyer, so Liam still actually gets in for lethal here.
Yeah. So Sean can plow an angel now, cast Call the Herd, and that gives him 2 blockers to block 2 of the soldiers. So 3 gets through plus the 4 from the angel puts it 7, which is again not mathing to 8. So that would get him there.
That's tough. Yeah. This is such an incredibly close game. For the first 30 minutes of this game, it was just Liam so far ahead. How does Sean catch up? And slowly but surely, we see the pathway to how Sean winds up winning this game.
For sure.
I'm actually not sure who wins here. It's like you see, here we go.
So heads up play on
Swords
the
to
angel.
Plowshares.
Yep, the angel plow's good. Playing around the possible removal of humility, very well done.
Yep, he sees how he loses.
He's got to play a
he's
creature
playing
here,
to
though.
it.
He's got to play either a Terravore or a Call the Herd. Looks like he's leaning towards the
Yep.
Terravore. Okay.
Here's the Vor. Yep,
I might
Vor's
have,
good.
I guess it doesn't matter with the cards in the library. If there were like another card or 2, I might commit the Call as opposed to the Terravore, but yeah, this is fine. He just needs to block 2 soldiers.
Yep, that'll be good enough. We see a pass, and on tap, tons of mana,
Oof,
and
this
he
is
picks
close.
up his last card. It's a land. How do we win, Liam? He sacrifices and bounces
that's
a
not going to do
Terravore.
what he wants because he's going to get to sack a land and bounce the angel token. Oh, he can
that's
oh my
exact-
gosh, he can counter the copy.
Oh, dude.
That's
Carl,
gross.
you're right. He can counter the copy.
Liam playing in 3025. We're just sitting here back in 2025.
Yeah, he probably thought of this 20 minutes ago too. There's Swords to
Plow.
Plowshares. With the Chain of Vapor on the stack, so that Terravore is a 1/1.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I like that.
So he's getting rid of both blockers.
Wow, yeah.
No
So
cards in deck, by the way.
heads up play from Liam. Yeah, this is great.
Yeah. Oh, this is so strong.
Now, Sean does need to bounce this. He does need to chain this Chain of Vapor to force the counterspell out.
Yeah.
He did not. Okay.
Unless-
That's fine. It doesn't matter. Liam had the counterspell anyway. Oh, no, he's doing it.
Yeah,
Okay, there we
it
go.
doesn't really matter. Oh, he's doing it. You were right.
He's
Yep.
at mana leak,
And
yeah,
here's
okay.
the mana
Yep, they
leak.
both did what they needed to do. Okay.
And that's
Very
4,
well
5,
done.
6, 7, 8, 9 mana. Or 9 creatures. Who cares about mana at this
Yep,
point?
9 damage is in fact greater than 8, so that will get him
It
there.
is.
Oh wait, is he actually at 9? Is that a 5 on that pink dice?
He's at 9. Yeah, it's 5
Oh,
and
wow,
4.
so that's exactsies. That's incredible.
It's exact damage, yeah. This was really well thought out. I'm going to have to DM Liam after we're done with this recording, and I'll be like, wow, good job.
Next time you see him, give him a
Sean,
Chris high five from me and Ben.
I'll make sure to. But same with Sean. Sean also, like, looking at the way the late game developed, Sean
He navigated that
actually
very well.
navigated very well. Yeah, he just kind of ended up behind, which is, at the end of the day, I think kind of how this winds up a lot of the time. We were talking about the LobsterCon game where the T-Gate player managed to get the win, but I think this is just how close it is when you enter the late game.
Yeah, for sure. And Sean doing
like
their
Sean
due diligence, just making sure
counting-
they've got nothing they can do. Yep.
Yep, and there goes the humility is going to get bounced. And I think they're actually talking, they asked me a question. I got called over. I'm not the judge, but our judge, Griffin, was actually answering another question. And at the end of the game, I was asked about what happens when humility leaves play. Do the creatures revert? And they in
sure
fact do.
Yep, they remember their old selves and they go back to being normal. The soldiers
really
remember that they're
because,
soldiers, and the angels like, oh wait, I can fly. This is great.
Absolutely. But it's a lot of people thought it was a weird question. It's like, well, humility works with layers in a weird way, so I could actually see it being a question. And I believe that's what's being discussed here. I do want to wait it out to make sure. I wasn't able to, I was in the middle of playing Magic as well, so I don't want to call this, but I think it's just figured out.
And it's understandable. Here. Like the Insane Cloud Posse wrote a song about magical mysteries, and humility is one of those.
True. Insane Clown Posse from right here in my neighborhood, dude.
No kidding. Wow.
Oh, you think I'm kidding? Yeah,
I'm not saying that's awesome. That's very interesting.
Yeah. I mean, more specifically, like the Detroit metro area. I'm in Wasteland. I say I'm from Detroit to people who aren't from Michigan.
Oh, that's how I used to say. I used to say I lived in Atlanta and I lived in Alpharetta. For those of you that are familiar with the Alpharetta area.
Yeah, exactly the same thing. Yeah, it looks like they're just doing final discussions, talking about the rules. But I do believe that this is Liam winning 1-0. By the way, the only reason I know this is because I do not have another
video. This is about 35 minutes in, so they don't have time for another game. Yeah.
Yep, they do not have time for another game. So that, and luckily Sean catches that. Which is pretty good manners, to be honest. You know, you could sit there and like run your head into a wall for 10 minutes because we had about 10 minutes left on the clock, but both players, more like 5 minutes. Both players identified we want to go outside, maybe like walk around for a minute, grab something to eat.
For sure.
So that was our second round for the Pandemonium Premodern Fall Series Championships. And that was a doozy.
Excellent.
I'm actually really stoked we got one of those. Yeah, agreed. One good game. I made up these beautiful sideboard images for you to look at, but we're not going to be able to use those today because there was no sideboarding.
Can confirm.
So we'll have to save those for next time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
all right,
awesome.
Carl. Thanks so much. Don't worry if you enjoyed Carl on here. He'll be back. He picked out 3 games.
Oh, wow.
You will. Yeah, you actually picked... One of the games that you picked was one that I'm in, so I'm super stoked for you to pick apart all my mistakes. Yeah,
I love doing chat lethal. Like, okay, yeah, you missed it. Oh, wait, no, right, it's there. And I totally did that game like, Liam's just going to lose now because he's going to deck himself. Oh, wait, no, he actually had a plan the entire time to just win the game.
He just stunted on us.
Love it.
All right, man. Well, I'm excited to have you back. Thank you so much for doing this with me. I really appreciate it. So far, this has been a blast. Just getting together with like the other content creators in the community and talking about this tournament has been super fun. I'll see you guys that are watching this next time. Carl, I'll see you in about 2 minutes when we record the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, I'll see you next time.